Hi, and welcome to Green Shoes. Our successful business is built on the philosophy of quality footwear and great service. Come see us at Green Shoes in the Medicine Hat Mall. We look forward to meeting you.
My name is Terry Suber, and I'm the flight school owner here in Medicine Hat.
And now, how long have you lived in Medicine Hat?
I moved to Medicine Hat in 1977 from Fort Madison, Iowa. I went to school in Iowa and have lived here since then. Yeah.
And so in Iowa, is that where you first developed a taste for flying, or is that?
Well, I had a friend that took me up in a private airplane when I was still in university, and basically scared the bejesus out of me, actually. And so that wasn't the, no, I was not interested in aviation while I was in Iowa.
No?
When I moved to Medicine Hat, actually my previous husband had always wanted to learn to fly, and so we came out and took lessons. I basically came to take lessons because I was afraid of flying, and I thought it would kind of help me get over the fear of flying. I used to get like nervous and my stomach would be upset and stuff. So that's why I basically did it. It's kind of a challenge, something new, and try to get over the fear of flying, and it worked.
Yeah.
I haven't been sick or anything in an airplane since. So.
Yeah. And now that must have been pretty rare for women to be flying, even in the 70s, I imagine.
That's true. There weren't. One of my primary instructor here when I took my lessons at Bark Sage was Annie Bowman, and she was basically almost a pioneer in aviation. She's one of the first female pilots, certainly in this area, and she was my first instructor, my primary instructor for my private pilot license and for my commercial, and actually for all of my ratings, my instrument rating and my instructor rating, I got basically all through Annie Bowman at Bark Sage. So it was unusual. There weren't a lot of female pilots. I wasn't the exception, but it was not the usual case.
And did you go on to commercial pilot?
Yes, I have an airline transport rating, which is the highest rating that you can get.
And now, were you doing commercial airline flying between Medicine Hat and through CityLink, or?
Right. So I started off with got the private pilot license. By then I'm kind of hooked, and so I did a commercial and a night endorsement, got my instrument rating and my ATR and instructor rating. And in the mid-90s, Bark Sage partnered with Air Canada, and they formed Alberta CityLink, and I flew the schedule service out of Medicine Hat. We went to Calgary and Grand Prairie and Edmonton and Lethbridge, and so I did do some of that scheduled work for a while also.
And did that surprise anyone, seeing a woman pilot, captain?
Oh yeah, there were several comments that occasionally, that one I think I mentioned to you before was we had a young female pilot, first officer. I was captain, but I wasn't in the airplane at this time in the story, but she got in and she gave her passenger briefing, which the first officer was required to do, and then she went and sat up in her seat in the front, and one of the passengers wrote to Air Canada a complaint that the flight attendant gave the passenger briefing and then went to the front of the airplane and never came back and served coffee or anything. So it was kind of funny, but you did get that occasionally, that sort of thing, like, oh, you're flying the airplane? Yep. Oh, so, but it's changed over the years.
Women driver type comments, I imagine.
Oh yeah, just do I need to get out now, or sort of things. But I never had anybody get out of the airplane, I don't think, that I know of.
And what was the scare?
Of problems in aircraft, actually. I mean, the heater quitting, getting a little cold, flying into ice strips up north with crew guys and stuff like that. Challenging things, but I haven't had a lot of really scary moments. Probably the scariest moment was coming out of Seattle one time and getting into ice over the mountains down there, whatever they're called. The mountains.
Cascades?
The Cascades, yeah. And accumulating so much ice that the aircraft wouldn't climb. and had to ask for lower because it just wasn't going to go up, and I knew I wasn't high enough to get over the mountains. And that was a little scary. They vectored me down and actually through the mountains because their radar in the United States was that good that they took me through the mountains. At that time in Canada, they couldn't do that. And probably the scariest thing is afterwards is that same airplane the next day had an engine failure in flight. I wasn't flying it, but the next day that aircraft had an engine failure, and if that had happened to me at that time when I'm trying and struggling to climb, that would have been scary, really scary. But nothing.
Were you carrying passengers?
Oh yes. Yeah.
Now I imagine, I think pilots kind of get underrated sometimes in situations like that. Did the passengers even know anything was?
No, I didn't. I kind of, they're in the back, so I didn't. I tried not to let on. Other times, the other scary for the passengers was doing the sked and coming over from Penticton into Vancouver and running into the ice with the Jetstream, the aircraft we were flying at that time. And it doesn't handle ice really well, but it was shedding the ice like it has the de-ice equipment. So you because the ice is coming off the propellers, it flings and it hits the side of the aircraft. So it's just bang, 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 bang. And I'm on the radio trying to stay calm, that that's nothing to worry about. That's just ice coming off the propellers. I'm sure that everybody in the back was going, oh my goodness, what is that? So, but those are nothing really, really scary.
And now we're in this big new hangar, and can you describe to me what this new hangar is and what it's going to be used for?
Well, it's a hangar and office facility. My husband and I, Les Little, basically have 3 companies that we're combining in this hangar. The Super T Aviation, the flight school will go in here. Les sells aircraft, so his sales portion of the company will also be housed in here. And then we also own Rangeland Helicopters, the people that do the medevacs here in town with the helicopter. So that will also be housed in this facility.
And there's some interesting aspects with this hangar, environmentally sound and everything.
Well, yeah, I'm the one that drives the Prius, so I'm a little trying to be environmentally conscious. The hangar or the office portion of this facility has geothermal heat, and then there's the micro wind generation is on the top of the hangar here. There's 2 big windmills at the top. The intent there was to make a closed system for the heating in the office area that as long as there's wind, there won't be any need for gas or electricity to heat the office space. So as this space here is so big, it's hard to be really environmentally friendly with it, although this sound that maybe you hear in the background is the air makeup units, and we are going to put a solar wall on the far wall there that will aid in the air makeup so it's more cost effective, circulating all this air in and out of the building. So. And
it's a beautiful building. You've got the fireplaces and everything, the modern kitchen. It's quite something. And now next month you have a special event coming up. Maybe you could describe to me what that event is, and as well as what Super T Aviation is going to be doing.
Okay. Next month, an organization they're holding the 100th anniversary of women pilots. There was a French woman, a balloon pilot, that got her airplane license 100 years ago in March. So they want to celebrate that by having women in aviation introduce females, young females, to aviation. So what we're going to do is offer to any high school or college age female a 15-minute flight with a female instructor. We have myself and another girl who are going to do it. For anyone who's interested in coming out and having a little flight and getting introduced to aviation. And they're trying to set a world record for females introducing other females to aviation in celebration of the 100th anniversary.
And you'll be taking up potential new pilots, female pilots, for 15-minute flights. And,
Yes.
And now, is there a cost associated with that at all?
We're just asking that they bring a donation either to the food bank, or if they'd like to donate something to the Haiti Relief Fund sort of thing, whatever they want to do. But no, there won't be any actual cost for young females to come and have a little flight, a little introductory flight.
And the number to call if there's some young women out there who are looking forward to giving it a shot, what's the number to contact?
It's 403-548-6636.
Well, thanks a lot for your time.
Okay, no problem.